Hello everyone, my name is Abosedi Okidara and I'm about to explain how to calculate vector that has to do with addition and subtraction of vectors. Thank you. So I have a question here that says I've been given vector A as 2.8 centimeter long and it is 60 degrees above the x-axis in the first quadrant, and I also have vector B that is 1.9 centimeter long and is 60 degrees below the x-axis in the fourth quadrant. So what I've been asked to do is we need to find the magnitude of vector A plus B, find the magnitude of vector A minus vector B, and find the magnitude of vector B minus vector A. And as well, we need to calculate and sketch the graph. We need to evaluate it. So this is my first setup. I'll first of all set it up by calculating my x and y component of vector A and vector B. So by calculating that, I made a sketch graph, where we're told that the first vector, which is vector A, is on the first quadrant, is placed in the first quadrant, and the last one, the vector B, is in the fourth quadrant. So these are my calculations. I have AX as A cosine of 60 degrees. Then I have AZ as the 2.8 centimeter multiplied by cosine 60 degrees, which will give me 1.40 centimeters. I calculated AY as well. In calculating AY, we have A sine 60 degrees. AY will now be 2.80 centimeter sine 60 degrees, which will give us 2.425 centimeters. I also calculated BZ, which gave me B cosine negative 60 degrees. In the fourth quadrant, B is negative, so the degree is negative. So I calculated BZ as open bracket of 1.90 centimeter cosine negative 60 degrees, which gave me positive of 0.95 degrees centimeters. So I also calculated BY, which is B sine negative 60 degrees, and BY, which will be multiplication of the centimeter, 1.9 centimeter multiplied by sine negative 60 degrees, which gave me 0.9, which gave me negative 1.64. And afterwards, we'll have to calculate the resultant. We said the one we were supposed to find the resultant, which is vector A plus vector B. So I have my resultant X as AX plus BX, which will give me the initial findings of 1.4 centimeters plus BX, which gave us 0.95 centimeters, and that will be 2.35 centimeters. I also calculated RY, which is resultant of on the y-axis, which is AY plus BY, which gave me 2.425 centimeters negative 1645 centimeters, which will be 0.78 centimeters. After calculating that, we have the formula for calculating resultant is square root of x raised to the second power plus square root of ry raised to the second power. Since we got 2.35 as the rx, so I will square it by raised to the power of 2 plus 0.78 centimeter raised to the power of 2, and that will give me 2.4 centimeter. So for vector A plus B, I got 2.4 centimeters. And to graph this, the next one, it says use the component to find the direction of the vector. After finding our component, which is after finding our magnitude, which is 2.4 centimeters, we have to find our direction as well. So look, the direction says the tan, since we have the angle theta in the first quadrant, I have my ry, which will be the like I put it opposite of opposite, and the adjacent will be the rx, which is, so I have 0.78 centimeters divided by 2.35 centimeters, and that will give me 0.3319. So if I'm to calculate it, we need to find tan theta, and for me to find theta, I need to isolate theta. I need to set theta aside. So I'll move tan away from the theta. So I have theta, which will be arctan multiplied by 0.3319. Theta, which will now give me, by my calculation, if I use my calculator, it will give us 18.36100551. And if we are to get our significant figures, if we are to bring in, we have theta equals to 18.4 degrees. It will be in degrees. The part C says we should sketch the vector addition, which will give us vector of C or vector of R, just the resultant, which will give us plus vector of, which is vector of A plus vector B. And by my evaluation, where we are to evaluate it, the vector says addition of A and B. The vector starts from the origin. Vector A started from the origin. It goes up, way up. Then that will be from the tail to the top. And when we talk about addition, we're bringing it from the top to the bottom, to the tail again. So by bringing vector B to add up to vector A, which will give us the resultant. So we are coming back, we'll come back to the bottom or the tail of vector A to draw the line or the graph of the resultant. And this is the thank you.